So I've really taken a shine to that Svea 123R single burner stove. Made a video about a couple of weeks ago, and looking for a neater way to prime it. In the last video I spilled fuel down the side of the fount, and I mean, I just lit it. It works fine, but makes a bit of a mess. A few folks commented that I'd be well served by a separate sort of priming bottle or syringe or something like that. Both good ideas. I like the idea of not carrying a separate fuel source for a small hike overnight or something like that. So I'd like to be able to pull fuel from the fount and use that as the priming fluid. So to that end, I dug out this shell that we found on the property when we first moved here. I didn't get rid of it because I'm pretty certain it belonged to Jesse James or Billy the Kid or something, so probably a historical piece I've got right here. But I'm thinking I'll decommission it here, pull the lead out, make sure the primer's done its thing, and maybe use the casing to make some kind of a wick. So that's going to be the project. We're a younger guy. I can imagine all sorts of fun ways to decommission this, but I think we'll just pull the lead and dump the powder, make sure the primer's squirted, and go from there. Well, that bullet turned out to be heavily corroded. Looks like there's not much of that brass left, just copper really. Looks like the zinc's got eaten away for the most part, so the thing is really thin and soft and hard to work with. But I went ahead and finished up this little wick anyway, just as a proof of concept, I guess. Put some flexible automotive style wire around it, just soldered it on there, put a piece of wick in, and just crimped the edge of that casing. That was pretty easy to do. It's so soft you can do it with your fingers. But anyway, we'll see if this works. This is just a proof of concept, as I say, and we'll see if it works. Oh, could be a bit smaller. Oh well. Oh, that's plenty anyways, I think. I think might as well put it together this time. I think I can get the wick through this little rectangular opening where the key is, so save me doing it later. Hopefully you can see that. Looks like that's going to work a treat. Probably get away with a lot smaller wick. I don't think it needs that much preheat, but a nice way to go about this. Don't have to carry a separate container for fuel for preheat. And I guess if I made a version 2, I'd probably put a ring in there so I could clip it to the stove so it wouldn't get lost. But as I say, proof of concept only at this point. Looks like that's not going to work. Huh. Well, that's good to know. It's pretty cold today. Maybe 2 degrees above freezing. Now it lights. Isn't that strange? It's off and running anyway. That's what we want to see. I think I can improve upon this thing. Stay tuned for version 2. But while I was at it, I had a look around for the windscreen I normally use for the little Whisperlight International I've been using for the last, well, several decades, I guess. And that's going to work just fine, I think. Adjustable for pot size, and it'd be nice if it was a little taller, but I could probably work that out somehow with some stones or sticks or what have you. And just going to shut this off. And while I'm shutting it off, I should mention that one of the commenters from my last video about this stove mentioned that you don't want to kill the stove by raising the cleaning wire into the fuel jet. Apparently it's possible for that cleaning wire to get fused in the jet from the heat, and you sure wouldn't want that. So the fella suggests that you always kill the stove by closing the fuel supply and let it go out, and leave the cleaning wire out of the jet until it's cooled down. So that's what I'm going to do, because I certainly don't want to get that cleaning wire stuck in the jet. So now that that's out, I've got something else I want to show you. This is a, I think it's a half liter, half liter cup, and this was gifted to me, well, yeah, a decade ago or more. And look at this. I mean, how perfect a fit is that? Doesn't get much better than that. So yeah, a match made in heaven, really. These things are crazy expensive. I mean, this is, like I say, it was a gift, and very expensive. I'm sure there would be a less expensive option. This is titanium, but it does work fantastically. So while I was playing with this, I thought I might make a cozy for it. So that's what I've gone and done. Hopefully this is in the camera here. And that should help. I can heat up a coffee or boil dinner or whatever. And this is this Reflectix, I think it's called. It's like a bubble wrap insulation. I think it's intended for water heaters and heating ducts and that sort of thing. And made a lid for it as well. I think that'll be a nice combination to have along on a camping trip. So pretty happy with that. And my wife's got a similar cup that's smaller and fits inside this one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make one of these for that cup as well. And I want to point out, this is not my idea, right? I didn't come up with this, so it's all over the internet and YouTube and that, but I'll see if I can find a link and put something in the description maybe, so folks can find out how this is done. If you do use one of these cups to do it, note that these are not vertical. They're on a slight angle, so when you make these cuts here, if you want a snug fit, you know, keep that in mind. They're not square to the edge. They're on an angle. So might not make a huge difference, but I can imagine it would get sloppy real quick if you didn't pay attention to that. All right, that's it for this time. Work to be done on this for sure. Let me know your thoughts, if there's a better way or if I'm on the right track. Yeah, curious what you think.